For demonstration purposes, I have a smaller screen. When you're setting up your system, you want to have the screen exactly as you want to have it in the future. So don't do the calibration with a smaller screen like I'm doing, just for demonstration purposes. First of all, TrueClays using Ubuntu Linux, where you have, it's quite similar to Windows. You have a start menu with some programs, with settings. One program that comes pre-installed from TrueClays, we have installed TeamViewer, so if you need remote help, we can do that, and we will guide you through that in case you need it. When you're getting the system and you want to connect to a Wi-Fi, in the upper left corner, just click on that small icons over there, select a network and connect to the network. If you have an Ethernet cable, you can connect that to the computer and it will automatically be on the internet. You have three icons. One is the TrueClays program. One is an icon for updating TrueClays. It's an online update. And you have update beta version, where you can get the latest version. If you update to beta and something not working, or you want to revert to the normal version, you just run the normal update. So when we start the program for the first time, there is a few values we need to get right. Okay, the width of the screen. So you have to measure from there to there and enter that in the width field here. Then we need to know the offset from the floor, down at the floor, up to where the image starts. And you enter that one here. If the screen actually touching the floor, you enter just 0. Then when we've done that, I'm going to enter some values here. You actually get a suggestion how far from the screen the shooter should stand. It's not where your feet should be, it's where your eyes should be. If you have a shooting stance where you lean forward, then you actually stand further back. So it's at that mark where the eye should be. Default is maximum 200 centimeters, about 79 inches. If the screen is smaller than 4 meters, the system will actually move you closer to the wall. Also, you enter the default for the first shooter, the height. And when we're talking height of the person or the shooter in TrueClays, we're measuring to the eye level at ready stance. So if you're shooting like this, then it's much lower than actually shooting like this. So we fill in those values and continue. These values can be changed in the configuration under system. You can find those values if you need to adjust them. Now the system is up and running, but you need to do the calibration step. And remember, this step is the most important one, because the system is only as good as the calibration is done. So take extra care and follow this video and do the same thing I'm doing, and the system will perform much better. For this step, you will need the laser, a trigger button that you have connected to the laser, and you need a little helper that actually allows you to increase the accuracy of the laser when you're shooting for calibration purposes. The little helper should be adjusted so the laser shoots out the pipe in the end. Then we go for first to test, just to test the camera is working and registering everything. We click on show shots. It's not related to the screen at all, it's just what the camera is seeing. What we need to do is just to press the trigger and see that we get a reaction. We can test that how far outside the screen it's registering, but remember, it doesn't matter where the cross is actually showing. It's just a information that that it is registering. We're closing that one, and then we start the calibrate screen process. Now we get a black screen with a blue cross up here. You need to shoot this cross dead center at close range 3 times, and it will jump to the next point. If you actually move around here and shoot 3 times, it will just start over because it was not 3 good reads. So you need to just shoot 3 times and continue and continue, and it's 56 points. Please make sure that you don't cover the cameras needs to see where the laser is shooting. So you cannot hold like this because the camera is not actually seeing the wall. So be careful how you align the laser. I'm gonna speed up the camera a little bit because it will take some time. You will need a ladder probably. I'm doing this on a smaller screen. You have a big screen, you might need a ladder. You don't want to do it by trying to aim. Millimeter precision is what you need here. Please note that I'm changing angle so the camera is always seeing the cross. Now the system has completed the calibration, and now we can test it by actually pressing the test screen calibration button, and you can now shoot anywhere on the screen and it should register exactly where you're aiming. Best would be to actually test every cross like this that you have shot and make sure all readings are good. If you find one that is not good, you can actually close this one. Just remember which column, which row is the bad one, and then go back to calibrate screen, and then use the skip step function to move the cross all the way to that one that was bad. Do calibration on that one again, and then skip step until you're done, and it recalibrates that step, that point only. If you're ever in doubt, if you're feeling, well, did I press the trigger but it felt like it wasn't where I was aiming, always just go back, double check here. Does it register exactly where I'm aiming? If not, redo the calibration. So this is the calibration part. If you purchase the optional barrel tracker, you actually go through the process of calibrate tracker, where you get 16 points. You use, instead of the laser, you use the tracker, and you calibrate each point in the same way as you did, and that is the complete. Now the system is actually up and running. We can start using it.